Hey everybody, this is Bill Vernon, and we have not talked in a while about my favorite subdivision, that's Yowell Ranch. And so, in fact, we're going to kind of talk about the 76542 area code. So we're going to kind of get up a high level, and we're going to come down and be specific. So let's kind of look at that. Okay, 76542 area code. We're going to look at July and August numbers. And then we're going to look at Yowell Ranch in September in current information. Okay, so hang in there. That's what you're going to see in this video. So let's go to 76542 in July. Now, what is interesting there? We got 521 homes for sale. We had 303 homes for rent. And the average price was median price. You know, there was half above and half below is $278,000. Okay, let's just round this up to 280. That was their listing price. Now, that puts us at 145 a square foot. That's all houses, pre-owned and new builds, by the way. So the medium sold price was 284-ish. Okay, hey, that's pretty good actually in July. Now, something that is interesting, that's still a buyer's market in the 76542. Now let's go look in August. Now here it gets kind of dicey because we're at 568 homes for sale. So we went up, you know, from the previous month. And we have rentals went up to 318. And that kind of gets in that conversation of, well, I can't sell my house, so I'm going to go rent it. Really? You got a lot of competition even in the rental market here in the 76542 area. And what we also need to look at is the median price then in August is 280. So the price stayed at 280 roughly in those 2 months, with it being the medium listing price per square foot was 144. So the square footage went down a foot. Okay, not a big deal. But here's the wild number. It actually, prices went down to 255. That was the medium, and that means stuff sold lower than that. And what I would also kind of want to put in front of you guys, when we're looking at these sold prices, one of the items that we're not seeing is any concessions they gave. Did they put a new roof on? Did they pay for the solar panels? Don't buy solar panels. Okay, and did they, how much did they pay if there was a VA loan involved? So we're not seeing those kind of numbers reflected here because, you know what? By the way, these numbers I'm giving you are coming from realtor.com. Okay, so if you want to go check on me, you could, in theory. Why? I'm telling you. Okay, so let's go to Yowell Ranch. Hey, my buddies in Yowell Ranch, what's going on in September of 2025? What we're going to see there is, of course, our medium, you know, the middle price is $276,000 and a couple of dollars. Okay, that is down over last year, September 2024, by 2.5%. So in other words, year over year, we have a decrease in our pricing. Active listings are up over last September of 2024 by 12.5%. You know, meaning 18 homes hit the market. Now here's the deal: we had flat sales. And I'm seeing that a lot, by the way, when I'm looking at subdivisions. I'm seeing that we're not really increasing sales. So we went up 12.5%, but we're seeing flat sales because we only had 2 that closed in September. Okay. That gives us a absorption rate, months on inventory, depending on how you want to look at that, is 8.3%. Okay, compared to 4.7 in September of 24. Okay, now we're definitely in a buyer's, like a crazy buyer's market in Yowell Ranch. Days on market is interesting. So total is 126. So again, that is 50 days more than in last year. Okay, so in other words, we're now, oh, I just noticed having, by the way, I'm kind of crazy, like I'm confessing something everybody doesn't know. I use fountain pens, and one of my pens was out of ink, so now I got ink on my hand. So I'm gonna be a Seinfeld episode here, but anyways, we keep going on with the days on market. So days on market are increasing. Okay, but what's going on now today in Yowell Ranch? What are we looking at? I'm seeing some very interesting stats. First off, let's go to the pending stats. That one blows me away, because the pendings that we have are 14. Out of that 14, 10 of them are new builds. You're in competition, my Yowell Ranch people, against the new builds. And the new built builders are giving crazy stuff. Those concessions we're talking about, that doesn't really show up. So they don't like to mess with the price, though they're starting to do it in other areas, and it might start coming here where they're going to start dropping the price. What they usually do is, oh, instead of the backyard, we're also going to throw grass instead of the grass just being in the front yard, we're going to throw it in the backyard. Okay, you remember when you bought your house and you had to, pick your grass in the backyard? I do. I remember taking my buyers to new builds, and the backyard was a mud pit, right? Oh, and they'll throw in some cool appliance packages, etc., etc. Okay. I know, and this is very common now, of them paying off the rent if the person is renting. They take care of the lease payment. So that stuff is who you're competing against. So out of the pendings, only 4 are pre-owned houses. Okay. Now, I want you, and by the way, this isn't a great number, but we're going to go ahead and use it. The average is, of those are at 165. Why does Bill say that? We really don't know until they're sold all that information I just told you. We really don't know what price they sold it at. We're assuming they sold it at the listing price. Really? We know some of the stats we just talked about earlier. That's not really what's happening. Next thing we need to look at is we don't know what cool stuff they threw in there, right? Whether compensation they have in there. The next thing we want to look at is closed sales. Now, so far in October, we have 3 closed sales in the subdivision. And we've been talking medium, so let's stick with it. We're giving you, we're not giving you average, max, or minimum. We're giving you the medium. So let's kind of stick with that. So the average house being sold is a 4.2. Yeah, most of the houses are. We're at 119 square footage. Now, they were listed at roughly 290, which puts them at, 151 a square foot. And they set on the market for 126 days, which so they're in line with last month's closing. So days on market are pretty long. Realizing one was the longest was 161, stayed on 20. So these days of you putting it on the market and next week getting an offer, those are gone. Okay, so we got to start thinking about that. But they were listed at 290. They sold at 270. So they sold at 120, let's say 121 for easy math, okay? They got 94% of asking. So I want you to think about that when we're talking about pricing. Because now let's go to the actives. What I see interesting in the actives, which there are a ton, I guess I should have counted those up. I didn't really look at that statistic, but that's kind of an important statistic, right? The medium is, again, a 4.2, 1,800 square feet. So we lost 100. And that's the medium, okay? They're asking 140.44, 140.44 cents. We already know that you need to be selling. You got to be setting at 120 in order to sell. That puts you at also their days on market. I'm going to give you cumulative days because I think that's very important. Because what's going on right now is Bill rolls in. I love my hair, by the way. I don't know, I get static electricity or whatever. I love watching my hair fly in this. We're firing agents. Now, some of them need to be fired. Won't go in that long story. Maybe I do need to go in that long story. So that might be another short video. But you need to really be listening to your agent. Is your house for sale? What is going on? And if they're just coming in and signing a piece of paper and then walking out and they're not clearly telling you how they're going to market your house and how you need to market, there's three P's that we need to talk about. If you call me to market your house, I'm going to talk to you about three things. So 3 P's that we're going to do to get your house sold. And what I'm going to tell you is those people are overpriced according to the market. So the question is, are you ready to sell your house? Hey, I don't know my Yowell Ranch people if you know, but you should. You can go look on, there's a Yowell Ranch Facebook page where I put the card on there. We are going to be mailing you the cards here pretty soon. And I'll probably drop off to some of my Yowell Ranch friends a bag of popcorn that has the card on there. So we got a frozen drink machine. We got 2 popcorn poppers that you can use at a party. You know, the cool little poppers, you know, one is actually on a stand. It looks really cool, right? Or it would be really cool for a football party. We have a snow cone machine. I've had a couple of people come in and pick this up. Hey, we got some chairs that you can have for a table, so that you're able to put that stuff on. So we got some of these items, which, by the way, my Yowell Ranch people, we're going to check your ID and has to have a Yowell Ranch address on it, right? Hey, this is free. That's because I love you guys over there in Yowell Ranch. So, you know, if you've never, I'd love to meet you. If we never met, come and hang out with me, and you can pick up your frozen drink machine for, you know, an NFL party that you're going to have, or pick up the snow cone machine for the kids party, right? Or, hey, maybe you guys got something you want, you know, Halloween or something like that. Now I got a limited supply of stuff, and there's a list. Hey, we got this really cool thing my cousin told me about. It cleans your grout. It's really cool. It's very efficient, by the way. When she first told me, I was like, I don't know. And then I saw it in action. I'm like, oh, wait a second, that's really cool. So my clean freaks out there, this is a great way to clean your grout in your tile. So we got just crazy little stuff like that. You know, we got a step ladder if you need a 6-foot step ladder, right? Give us a call. I know this has been a long 14 minutes of listening to me yammering. My name is Bill Vernon. Please give me a call. I'm going to give you my mobile. You can text me and call me anytime. My mobile is 254-495-5661. If you want to know more specific about your house, give us a call, give us a text, and we'll get that to you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.